Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We'll get started here just in about 3 to 5 minutes. If you guys would just give me a little bit before we get started and just give you some time to get situated, get your cup of coffee, read the morning notes that I sent out. I'm about to put those out on Twitter. Same notes that I put out for ES Futures. I'll read them to you just really quick. Again, happy Friday Eve. Thanks for hanging out with me. And let's get started here. So, ES Futures price still in the zone. That's that green zone right there, a buy zone. It's worked several times. It's rounding out in that area. But we were waiting for data. I won't go into my opinion because I feel like if I put out some kind of opinion, it sounds like a bias, and then the bias can keep you from executing. So we really want to just concentrate on levels that I'm going to give you here in a few minutes. And again, give me about probably another 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll get started, okay? The 4 hour, which is what I'm on currently, looks like we built some supply above at the 4135 by 4150 area. So right where this white line is, right here. All right. And again, we're currently in the zone. We came into resistance. Demand is around 4100 by 4080. Okay. So again, 4100 by 4080. We could find some buyers in there. So like a slight pullback into the open. And what I'm talking about is basically where we started to go bid here, where we have these underlining wicks. Basically, bulls were in charge here. I know this range is big, but that's what we have, and that the charts say intraday trades. Listen to me. The charts say intraday trades until proven otherwise. What I mean by that here at Trendy is specifically if I'm taking an intraday trade, I want to stay in that trade as long as it's going in my direction, obviously. And I'm willing to hold some of that position overnight if I get over 100%. That's my definition of intraday trade. So we can make 30, 50, 70%, something like that, and I'll close it if I can't get over 100%. Intraday trading only. Okay. Now, saying that, I do have some swing positions on very few trades. Okay. I'm literally 98% cash right now. I am headed to the Keys tomorrow morning. I will be trading from there, but again, it's all about the beach trade, right? And that's what we preach here at Trendy Trading, especially when we get close to the summer, living on the water. It's very important that we just don't sit in front of the charts and look for tick. We have really good levels, so you have to trust those levels. And like I said, I'm going to give you those here just in a minute. Okay. Swing longs are small. I just talked about that. I'm 98% cash. That means between the three trades that I have, longer term, 44 days out, I think, basically are making up 2% of my net liquidity. All right. So it is what it is. 2% for some people might be a lot of money. 2% for some traders may be $100. You just never know. For me, it's all about the percentage, though, and understanding how to manage that money. All right. Swing longs are small. Basically, trade what you see and don't get attached. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to tell you. The conditions still warrant we have a yellow flag out there. Because I'm a surfer, because I love the water, I like to act as if I'm your lifeguard. So these are the waters, the charts that I'm giving you, and I'm telling you right now, it's a yellow flag. So if you go out into the water, just be careful. Bring your flotation device. What that means for me is risk. Understand what your risk is, okay? All right, so we wake up this morning and let's go ahead again. Let's go ahead and get started. So I give you a little intro there on the ES futures. Let me snapshot this and I'm going to send this on Twitter with my notes that I just read to you. All right, and if you guys would just like that out there, give it a retweet. I hope that it helps some traders out there. But it's basically what I just told you. And I am a one-person team here, and everything you guys do for me really helps me and gives me a lot of support and gives me the motivation to continue doing what I do every day. All right, so I just pushed that out on Twitter. Again, those are the notes and the chart that you're looking at here. Now let's get into it and look at some levels, okay? I want to take you Again, the ES futures, and I've been doing this for years, this is my go-to. All right? This is absolutely my go-to. That means what I tell you here is how I feel about the entire market, folks. Yes, I understand that if I tell you sideways to down, we could have other things that are pushing up, such as the dollar, things like that. But I'm consistently talking about what most people trade. All right? Overall, what I'm looking at here, these very important levels, if price cannot break above 41.51, then I believe we stay in this zone to the side. Okay? If price does not break down below 40.80, okay? 40.80, matter of fact, 40.56. So this entire zone here, I apologize. So this white line, okay? And then this line here. So if you look to the right, you'll see 41.52. And this line here is going to be 40, looks like 40.76, okay? Or 40.55, my apologies. 40.55 and 41.52. Now, I understand that's like 100 points. That's a huge range. But after the big push that we had, that's okay. All right? It's okay if we digest within this range. The issue is that a lot of people, they lose their mind during choppy cycles. Choppy cycles come after a big push up or a big pullback. Okay, all we're doing is digesting the move right now. And honestly, when I say professional traders, I've seen many professional traders screw it up this year. All right, including myself sometimes. So professional or new, it doesn't really matter. Just listen to me. You want to be looking at getting long lower on the curve, meaning if I give you levels as price moves down towards that level, this is where we're thinking about getting long, not getting short. Okay, watched plenty of people yesterday go short right at the bottom. We actually went long. And it sounds easy, but I promise you, it's not. Okay, it's not. It takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of years. It's hard. It's easy to look at in hindsight, but it's not easy to execute sometimes. You got to really understand what's going on. Now let's go ahead and dive into the formations. We're going to zoom in here, and I want you to see that we have this formation here. Would you guys all agree that we have 1, 2, 3 triple insides and up? This is a very powerful zone, okay? We're talking demand here, supply and demand. Notice that price came, once it ran out of buyers, price goes back into demand. Now the idea here is that orders are not filled, okay, in the market. So something causes this price to move so fast that we cannot fill all of the orders. And if you think about it, supply and demand, right? So if you were to only fill half the orders and then volume starts falling off and people aren't really buying, wouldn't you go back to the place where you found somebody willing to pay for price to push back up? That's exactly what the market's doing. Okay, so it pulls back. And the cool thing is, I'm going to also teach you a lot about Fibonacci. And when you measure the right ranges, we're going to fall right into these demand pockets. And then they synergistically come together to create this awesome zone for you. And that's why they work so well. All right. So again, price pulls back into this level. You could see right here that this wick, I want to know if it touched this wick over here. Okay. So let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to draw on this chart for you and come across, and you could see we hit that wick. So we came back into this level. This is not a new level. This is not what we would consider a fresh level. So guess what? If it comes back down to here, you could assume if we do not make a higher low above this pivot right here, that we will break down and dig deeper into this area. Okay? Right here is the level that I have given you. Right? That 40.55 area or so. Right in there is where I think we could hit if we take out the low. All right. Now, if we come down to lower on the curve, and we start to break down, and right before open we get towards the bottom of my box and we make a higher low, it is very highly probable that we will push up here, right when people are thinking about going short. Okay, and then what happens on a lower time frame, we're going to come up and we're going to smack a cloud, and then we're going to come back down. Okay, so this EMA cloud is going to be resistance until proven otherwise. On the 4-hour, we're currently inside the cloud, and anytime we're inside the cloud, just like flying, you always feel like your wings, you feel a little bit of turbulence depending on who's flying inside the cloud. All right, so expect a little bit of turbulence in here. It's not easy. All right, so I talked about the zone, I talked about the levels, and I talked about what could open up here if we make a higher low. We could go bid as everybody's trying to go short out of fear. Now, the news that's out there, I get it, okay? For example, one of my good friends who has a lot of experience in the financial world sent me a message as soon as the numbers come out. Obviously, I'm not going to say their name, but I want to tell you what they told me. Job numbers are terrible. Labor costs continue to rise, and if we are green today, then the bull trap continues, as none of this data supports where we are right now. As Jamie Dimon says, there's a hurricane coming. I don't think hurricane, but probably another 10 to 15% reset, or 15 to 20% reset. Now, I have to tell you, I really like this person, obviously. They're a good friend of mine, and like I said, they had a career once upon a time in the financial world. In my opinion, bad news gets worse into demand. It is possible that as price is pulling back and the catalyst that we just heard will set us right back into the levels, but buyers will still show up. And those who cannot get over the data and the story, those who only rely on news to trade and not levels, are stuck in their bad ways. They will sit here and they will ponder and they will talk about, well, why? Why are people stepping up to buy? And the only thing I could tell you is over the last several years, the best I could do is say, hey, it's because we came into a trendy edge. It's because we came into an inside and up formation. It's because we came into the level that I gave you this morning. That's the only thing you need to know. Okay? So please just listen to the levels that I give you. And if anything you do today, just watch those levels and see how they react. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to take you into a daily. That was a 4-hour that we looked at. Notice in the daily, we are at what I would consider an inside and down. Okay? This was your first clue that price was having a difficult time. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Again, folks, this is about the market, not just ES futures. So please pay attention. This is the inside. This is the down. That told me immediately that we are creating supply above. If we are creating supply above, and the only reason that I say supply and then say resistance is because I have a lot of traders out there that don't understand them. Okay, supply and demand. So I'm only using the word resistance because it is very it's what most traders relate to. Okay, so in this case, this is supply, but I'm going to tell you also that we have resistance here. So if we have created this big area of resistance, then as long as price stays under here, we continue down. That is just no ifs, ands, or buts. That's just how it is. And I love to teach you this. So again, in the cloud, inside and down, down. Choppy to down is the forecast until we come into the levels I told you about. Okay? Let's go ahead and go into the weekly. This is important. We pushed up into the cloud last week. In order to make my favorite candle formation, this week would have to close inside. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's a very short week. We can go ahead and we can use everything that I'm teaching you and everything that I've learned over the last several years, and we have a very high probability that this candle this week will close within this candle. This is called an inside candle. Okay? Now the cloud itself was resistance. Once we resisted there and we started to drop below the body here of 41.57, guess what? We went inside. So my best guess, and it's very good, is that we close inside the previous candle. What does that mean? Listen to me. What does that actually mean? That means if we can't break over that 41.55 level, which I actually gave you just a few minutes ago, right? That basically we're stuck. We're range bound. If we're range bound, if I told you today that we're range bound and you're thinking about swings, you have to ask yourself this question. Are you okay with watching your position go sideways to down, or basically just a theta burn? Now, a lot of traders, they're not too concerned about it. They're looking at the bigger picture. I shouldn't say a lot. A very small group of traders don't really mind that because they understand candle structure and they're okay with looking at a small percentage down. Okay. Most traders, they are looking for profits immediately. So as soon as something starts to go against them, they start to freak out. I told you this yesterday and I'm going to say it again. Mark Douglas is your best friend when it comes to trading. He's passed away, but he has the best content out there that I can find. Listen to him day in and day out. You can literally just YouTube it, find everything you can, and watch it. Okay? We take trades because we think we're going to win a trade. Why would you take a trade if you thought you were going to lose? Switch it around though. Every time I take a trade, I understand how much I'm going to lose, and I understand that I am just one participant in a market of many. And I know that I have higher probabilities and I have some of the best levels out there, but I also know that I can lose very quickly, and I've been humbled many times. And it takes losing to really become a strong trader in the market. So don't ever think that you're going to win automatically. You're not. The one sure thing in trading is you will lose money. But the best thing we could do is manage that money. If you can manage that money, you are doing great. You're going to start off great. Okay? So just know that. All right. So inside week, if I think it's not going to go over this, guess what? Things are going to go sideways. They're going to kill a little bit of premium. Okay? Let's go ahead and move on. Let's look at the SPY. I gave you some information yesterday. Let's go back over that. If you did not watch my videos, they're out there on YouTube to give you the analysis on SPY. You can see here that we gapped up. All right, we gapped up pre-market. We probably gapped into a little bit of resistance. We're going to go to a 5-minute chart. I love using the 5-minute chart on the open. For my traders here, members at Trendy Trading, we are currently, let's see here. We are negative, okay? We're negative. Your risk right now is 60 cents. That basically means if I'm going short, my stop would be above the PMZ. The top of your PMZ right now is 410.20. Current price is 409.37. So a little bit more than $1, all right, because the risk is taking into consideration this bottom line. Now, me personally, I don't want to go short on the open. That's just me. All right. Notice we had this little gap down here. It's almost filled. I'd much rather it pop. Remember I was telling you on a smaller time frame, you want to be getting short. If you think that the path is to the downside, you want to be getting short on the pops. Okay. We did that yesterday. Matter of fact, twice. So I waited and I just put a limit order in. All right. And I do the math really quick. And I understand that, like, if price were to pick up here on, say, a Delta 40 or something like that, what it would be around, okay? And then I want to execute when price comes into resistance. Me personally, I don't want to take a short on the lows, guys. That's an amateur move. Don't do that. The only time that really works for you is if we're having some sort of capitulation event. Everybody understand that? You do, right? So if we're having a capitulation event, that's a little bit different. But right now we're not having that. All right. So watch as price comes in. It pushes up towards resistance. And that's where you want to think about going short if indeed that is your play. Not telling you to go short. All right. So SPY today. Let's go ahead on the 5-minute look. I want to go over the assessment. The first thing that we look at is your risk. Then I want to look at Trendy Edges. I see where they are. I want to locate them. You guys can look to the right and see what those numbers are. Notice that this level is orange. So if you look over here, that's 410.76. This yellow line is 413.13. These are, because prices under them are resistance until otherwise. Okay. I'm going to be using the PMZ and this cloud this morning to decide what I want to do here on the open. All right. Give it a little bit of time. Once again, if you look to the left, we're basically just moving sideways after last week's big move. This is lower on the curve. This is higher on the curve. When you're higher on the curve, look to go short. When you're lower on the curve, look to go long. When you're in the middle, can somebody finish this sentence for me? What is the sentence? Anybody watching out there that knows? When in the middle, what is it? Don't diddle, right? Don't diddle in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle. Basically, that's what that means, okay? So right now, you're pretty much in the middle. If you were to measure from the peak high into the pivot low, you're essentially in the middle, okay? You're in the middle and you want to wait just a little bit lower, all right? Let's go ahead and look at the cues. And then let's say we open up in about 11 minutes. I want to go over LULU earnings, okay? I want to go over LULU earnings and what the play is, and I will play that if it looks like a good risk to reward event, okay? And we'll figure it out. I do really well on our analysis going into earnings. A matter of fact, most of the time we beat the market makers just by looking at structure and edges. And I want to be able to provide that for you guys. So if you have to take a break and you need to do something, try to come back at 9:30. So 1 hour after the market opens, I want to go over LULU with you. And I'm going to give you levels and show you how I do it, and then how we trade around that. Okay? All right, notice that here on the Qs, same thing. We have our risk down here, folks, 75 cents. Notice that we push up from the trendy edge. We push into the pre-market zone. I'd like to see it spike more towards 306 to maybe 306.10 and then come back down. So right now, just basically sideways. It is lower on the curve. See this low over here? It's low on the curve, and you can see it's starting to bounce a little bit there. Okay. And once again, the Qs, nice push up, sideways action, just consolidation. All right. If you guys are into spreads, I like credit spreads here. I really do, because I already showed you that the inside week, probably the higher probability is saying that we just kind of go sideways. If I sell those spreads and they make sense to me for credit, I'd much rather trade that than trying to guess which direction we're going here. The cool thing about those credit spreads, if we don't go over that level, we win. If we go sideways, we win. If we go down, we win. We have 3 ways of winning, folks. Okay? If you don't know anything about spreads, reach out to your broker. I highly recommend that you learn about spreads and that you use them in your arsenal to beat those out there trading the market against you. Okay? Yeah, so we're in the range. Yep, sideways range. WTH. Yep. And so when you're sideways, what you want to be looking for, like I'm saying, is low on the curve and high on the curve. All right. So basically, if I were to take, if I took a 4 hour on this QQQ, all right, and I look, and you could see right here, we're just going to take this pocket, okay, right here. And you can see we're going sideways. So I want to look up and to the left and understand where my resistance is. And in this case, see this topping wick right here. And underneath these candles, I'm going to draw a line just to show you. That is resistance. And you can see we just came up and tapped it over and over. And then I want to look for support. Okay. Now the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to use some fibs here. And I'm going to use the breakout of this rally. And I have a way of doing this, and I teach this in my room as well. I won't go into detail here, but I go like this, okay? And the range that we have for right now, okay, I'm going to use this trendy edge, and it's right there, all right? And if we break down For the Qs, you could see this line right here. Sorry that these are red. I don't feel like changing them right now. But 308.16 is the top. Okay, that's where you're thinking about going short. And then down here at the bottom, all right, my next red one is going to be 304.69. Current price is 305.21 is where I want to think about going long. Okay, with understanding where my stop is in case it doesn't work. And if we break down below this pivot, I do believe we could see 302.17. This is a range that I believe we would stay in if we're just going to hang out here today. Okay, right in there. Sorry, looks like this actually. Right there. Okay. So 302.17 up towards 308.16. All right. Now your numbers can be a little off, and that's okay. All right, guys. Like it doesn't have to be just like mine. We're all good traders. Kind of come to the same consensus, right? They find sort of the same levels. So we got a lot of people out there that use volume profile and order flow and all that type of stuff. But what I'll tell you is, I could teach you how to find almost the same exact levels just by using structure and Fibonacci. And they may not like to hear that, but anyone that wants to challenge me, I'd be happy to show them. And I shouldn't say challenge as in, I'm better than you. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, I have an easier way to approach it rather than reading and trying to decipher a lot of very difficult stuff. I could just show you how to do this by using candle structure. Okay. All right, so again, LULU, I'll do at 9:30, folks, at 9:30. Let's go over here to oil futures. We are also releasing a video out there of the oil futures that I sent out last night. I did take that trade. And it did work out, but I want to show you the power of the Trendy Edges. Folks, I can't make this stuff up for you. These levels were here way before price got there. We know how to trade them. I teach how to trade them. Doesn't mean that you'll always trade them the right way, but I want to show you something really quick. All right. And I'm going to take these bands off. I want to show you last night where I was tweeting and telling you guys about the short alert, which was here. Okay. We push down into the trendy edge. Both of these levels, those green arrows, if I open this up, that's what that is. But these are green arrows. That's called the accelerator. We look for price to accelerate there. Price came down into the edge and the accelerator, and boom, you got this huge move. And check it out. You must have some kind of data come out. Doesn't matter. What matters is the levels held. Boom, they push up. And as you could see, we're right back up towards 114. Not exactly great for the market, in my opinion. So you got the market kind of pulling back, and you have oil spiking. Just kind of, again, it's kind of horrible in my opinion. You know, I don't want to pay these high prices at the gas station. I don't want to see stocks go down. Perfect scenario though for the bears. You know. So let's look at the dollar really quick before we get started. This is the dollar. It's actually fading a little bit. Let me see. Where are we? There we go. All right. So we started to bid a little bit yesterday and the market again pulled back. My assessment was if we can break down below this 0.382 around the 101 area, things look good for the market. All right. And sorry, we got the long guys here getting ready to go to town here in the backyard. And let's look at the TNX, the Treasury. All right, we didn't stay in the neutral. Remember, I said we needed to stay in the neutral. I did this assessment over the weekend in order for the market to continue up. But guess what? We popped out of there and noticed that the market's pulled back a little bit. Okay. If you guys have any more questions, please reach out to me. What I'm going to do is make it really simple. It's Friday Eve. I hope you guys are doing well. And I can't wait to trade with you more in the upcoming days. But I am going to the Florida Keys starting tomorrow morning. My overall plan for today, let me go ahead and read it to you before we get started because I think that's important. My overall, I'm 98% cash, and as you can see, my swings are still manageable from a percentage standpoint. So again, I don't want to go under 30%, but I don't have a hard stop at 30%, guys. Depends on how much time I have and so forth. These were all starters, and they're at negative 30%, and I have three major swings: TTWO, Upstart, and NFE, all starters. Did very well yesterday, intraday trading, to make up for that. But moving on down, I have some spreads on Tesla and AMD. And then I had some Blink in the small account. And that's it. So very small going into this week. I think it's going to be an inside week. I think it's going to be pretty boring. I think if you like credit, that's awesome. Credit spreads. Other than that, we'll be looking for intraday setups for today. And when I get down into the keys, I will be trading, but again, it's a beach trade kind of event, meaning I'm going to try to stick with very, very few trades and try not to touch them unless my stops hit or my targets hit. Everything between those two is where you need to live your life. And I'll be living my life. We're taking 3 boats down there. We're going to go fishing. We're going to relax. There is a disturbance out there, which is really interesting. It's supposed to rain pretty bad over the weekend, but we're there for an entire week. So we'll see what happens. We won't let the rain get us down, just like we won't let the market get us down. Always understand that life is bigger than the stock market. All right, folks. Most of you are doing this as a hobby. Keep it that way. Just because you start doing good, don't say you're quitting your job and your next goal is $1 million when you just told me you want to make $200 a month. Take it slow. It's a marathon. All right, it really is. So, as long as you can stick to some of these rules and stuff, I think you'll do very well in the long run. If you can't, you'll learn really quick that you can lose your money very fast. Okay. Good luck to everybody. And again, 9:30. Let's go over LULU. So that would be in 1 hour. We'll see you guys soon. Okay. And I am staying on here. All right. Let's get over to SPY. 5 minutes. And this is what I do using my indicators. And we're going to watch this really quick. And NFE, the spreads are so wild, man. They really are. I told my team yesterday I'm willing to add to NFE if I can get a fill on the spreads. I have a spread on NFE. Very inexpensive and 44 days out. All right, so we're underneath. And you guys can see we popped a little bit into the PMZ. Your risk was 60 cents if you're taking the open. You can see right here, we came right into this little gap. I'll keep my crosshairs there just so you can see it. If that breaks down, look for 40801. And this was a negative negative. So what you're looking for is the move down. All right, a little pocket of demand down here. Let's see what happens at the support. Now this was, no, that's the mid. Sorry, that's the SPY. Boom, there it is right there. That's funny, CRM. All right, so far a reaction off. Please understand this is just a small picture, so we need to wait. Stay patient. And what do we have on? If you use Thinkorswim, a couple things I like is Trade Flash. It kind of lets you know Microsoft pre-market lows -3% after guidance as traders. Twilio -5% after broker downgrade and Microsoft guidance. QQQ market lows. Let's see if I can find anything else in here. Not really. All right. And and something really important that we forgot to go over, and I apologize, is your SPY and QQQ neutral strategy. So this is what we took yesterday. We shorted down into target 1. We went long, and we got out at the edge. And then, as you can see, we're coming into a daily edge and bouncing, and the QQQs are still in the neutral. This is the bigger picture here. All right, and you can see support also winning. Now, this is, please listen up, this is the hardest thing. We are, there's a little momentum to the downside. Notice how my level worked really well, right? It worked. Don't get married to it. We are intraday trading right now. Remember the big picture, the overall sentiment from me, John, from Trendy Trading is chop. So just because my level works and you try to take that trade, you're getting out very quickly. You're just kind of scalping until proven otherwise. Intraday trading. So that means as soon as you go positive, you can trim and then you start to bring up your stops in the money. Even though it's not a lot. You can't judge. You can't be like, oh man, I won a 900%. No. You're just looking for a quick win. Okay. Now, I'll tell you, if the support holds and we were to go bid over, the pre-market stuff, then maybe, perhaps. But right now, it's kind of just sit and wait, folks. Sit and wait. And let's go over here to, I'm going to take a look at Tesla as well. All right, guys, so there's Tesla. So we're still on the 5-minute candle. Hadn't even closed. All right. All right, notice pre-market, we opened underneath the zone here. And I'd like to know, does Tesla get back over this pivot? If they do, awesome. Don't forget I sent that video out there yesterday. We're just kind of chilling in the neutral right now. If we break down, if you guys remember, I said 720 to 715. Need to give it a little bit of time here, though. So our dogs, any dog lovers out there, anybody that has dogs, anytime we're getting ready to go on a vacation, they tend to act really weird, like they know before it happens. And they won't eat, they start acting really needy, But anyways, that's kind of what they're going through right now. They won't eat their food. So strange, you know? Oh, you're welcome. What'd you do? WTA, WTH? What'd you say over here? Sideways range, true, laugh low. I went short on SPY right at open. Nice. Yeah, that's all you got to do, man. Just really quick, use that PMZ. So I have traders that come to Trendy, and they honestly, they can execute a lot faster than me. I always tell people, like, I love going on my little soapbox real quick, but one of my biggest things I've learned over the years, guys, if you're thinking about a service, I think that asking the mod or the person that runs the service how they do, it really has no reflection on how you're going to do. I promise you that. All right. Like I follow people not because they're winning. I follow people if they have a process, if they know how to manage their losses. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll spec people out, and I don't go for the really small option traders who are banging out 2 penny options to four pennies and 8 pennies and stuff like that. It's cool, it's fun, it's entertaining. It's just not me. I prefer to follow traders who I can learn a process from. I don't need a process, but if I'm going to follow someone, I need to follow someone that's like-minded. All right. So they need to understand a process. They need to understand how to get in, how to get out, how to identify targets. I can tell you one of the biggest things I don't see out there, and they call themselves professionals, is they don't understand how to get targets. And the reason why they don't understand targets is because they don't understand candle formations. They don't understand where supply and demand are or where Fibonacci's are. All right. A lot of people use old school Fibonacci. We kind of do a twist on things. I just call it a measuring stick. I'm measuring ranges. It's not necessarily Fibonacci numbers. So we're all about ranges. But I tell you what, if you don't know how to create targets, guys, you will get your butt smashed. Promise you that. It's like, for example, on this 5-minute SPY, WTH, you said you went short, right, underneath the PMZ. Well, if you didn't know this was a target, right, then guess what? It came right back on you very quickly, right? So see here, support, boom, straight up, right? That's a target. So if I'm going short here, I need to understand my risk and I need to understand where price may go up. In order to be a good trader, you must know where to go short and you must know where to go long. Those are targets. So if I'm short, I know where to trim and or close. You hear what I'm saying? Very important. That makes sense? It does, right? All right, so for example, if we start to close underneath support, where could we go next? It would be down here toward the bottom of this pivot at 406.94, okay? So far, a nice reaction off of that. One thing I do want to do is come over here and look at SPY and QQQ and just kind of see what they're doing right now. And I apologize if you can hear the lawn company out here. They're mowing. It's kind of funny. My buddy who owns his lawn salon, as he calls it, it's awesome. He does very well for himself. He is, he looks young. I think he's like 45, but man, this dude gets it. He has a team of like 3. They got tons of different yards that they do all around this area, and he's still out there every single day, in the hot sun, man, just working his ass off. I just love it. Anyways, he's one of the guys that we're going on the trip with, and he loves to fish. Used to live out in the Keys, stuff like that, so we'll be out there fishing. Any of you guys like fish? So I guess the mahi are supposed to be really good out in the Keys. We can catch mahi where I'm at here, but it's not as plentiful as down in the Keys. But I love sushi, so we catch tuna out here as well, fresh tuna. Lots of red snapper, grouper, stuff like that. All right, now this move here has the trajectory of a possible V recovery in the making, but maybe not quite yet. I actually would like to see, I would kind of like to see something like this, and as we get closer to lower on the curve, go long for a bigger move. So just stay patient. Remember, as long as we're under this PMZ, guys, we don't need to go long. All right, you can go long off of this for a few pennies, but we are range bound to down. Okay, so when we are range bound to down, you can play intraday scalp trades to the upside off of levels. Okay, but they are short-lived. Okay? Until we could start to build value above key levels here, PMZ, Trendy Edges, and so forth. Okay? Let's go, Upstart. Up $1.40. Yeah, baby. Nice hammer off that level. WTH, I'd be really impressed with you if you flipped the script and you went long at that level. Right? That's why they had that reverse button on the equity side. You know, go short equity, to go long equity. Could you imagine? Going back to what I was saying, guys, I didn't finish my story, is if you're looking for a service, and again, this is no solicitation. Like, I'm not telling you, don't have to come to my service. I'm giving you guys some free information right now. But, a couple things. How transparent are they? Are they still writing alerts? If they're writing alerts, I could prove 8 times out of 10 most of these guys aren't actually doing what they say just by watching the time and sell. I see that all the time. That a lot of them are paper trading, or they're pretending like they have a bunch of contracts. So you'll keep seeing them say trim, 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 and you're like, come on, dude. Those are like red flags. They won't set up brokerage trades like I do because they don't want people to see what they're actually trading. But in saying that, you can come across people that are paper trading and probably really good traders, and you not even know it. And what I mean by that, they're paper trading. Yeah, that's crappy. I wouldn't do that personally. But if you didn't know better and they're more comfortable trading paper and you're always winning, hey, to each their own. I'm kind of like one of those people, if I know you're paper trading or that you're not transparent, I'm going to lose all faith in you. I just can't. I don't want to. I always want to treat my members like I want to be treated. If I find out, if I lost money on one of your trades, okay? If I lost money on one of your trades and then I find out you didn't even take it, are you kidding me? Like, really? So you don't know what it feels like, right? You don't know what it feels like. There's a guy out there, he's pretty big. He's a prop trader. My thing is, like, you're trading what you trade for your clients. It's not even your money, and you're pretending like it's your money, but it's not really your money. So how can you feel what I feel if I take one of your trades? I mean, you can, maybe a little bit, but it's still not your money. Just something to think about, right? It's crazy. Crazy, the stuff you see out there. All right, so notice that we cannot get over the PMZ. All right, again, just intraday trading, scalp trading until proven otherwise. Hey guys, in the room, I'm actually gonna try to make a little money. And I want to show you guys this, where my swing right there. And we just had like an auto alert. Let me see. Let's see, auto signals. Let's see what these look like. Tesla crossing 748, guys. Tesla crossing 748. UNH was a possible short for me, and I didn't realize that came through. Give me 1 second. Damn it. I already missed it, I think. Let me see. I wanted to trade this underneath the Trendy Edge. Give me 1 second. Okay. Anybody, where is my YE on the, okay. Where are you? Let's see. Sorry, guys. Kind of talking to myself for a second. There we go. All right, this is what I'm looking at. This is an inside and down on the daily, and we're breaking below the trendy edge here. And I think we're headed down towards 480, 480 to 460, 470, 480 to 470. And the stop here would be like 493. Yeah. Ugh, I missed it though. Gosh darn it. Oh well. You found me on Reddit, WTH? Yeah, that's so many furus, and with today's technology, you can kind of see, how they get away with so much of this. You know. Anyways, guys, I missed my short, man. I'm sorry. Ugh. This is one that I studied last night and wanted to take as soon as it broke, and I apologize. That's what happens, though. I'm up here teaching, and it's all good. I'll try not to cry about it. uh, all right, let's go Tesla. Notice we did not close under here. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes into the hour. We're already up into this level here. We are up on our butterfly. To do what you will. And I am actually, yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. That's very cool. Did you hear that, Austin? WTH found us on Reddit, man. It's awesome. All right, so Tesla doing pretty good. Let's kind of go over this really quick. You can see that it flushed my bottom neutral, but we didn't close under here, and we actually were just in the neutral. All right, and that's a part. If you don't follow me long enough and you don't get it, my members get it. I teach this, but we don't go short. I'm actually going to make a hat that's like this. Um, and honestly, guys, the more that you, um, you know, support Trendy out there. I love to do competitions. We have a lot of merchandise, and I love to be able to provide you with some of that. Um, and I just pick random people who are willing to support us on social media. Yeah, the NIO, they might get some kind of traction here with Tesla as well, Con. I was trying to trim some of my. I have an order in. We'll see. All right, baby. Oh, you look really pretty. Nice necklace. Hmm. Yeah, good deal. Hey, come here. Let me tuck your. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, baby. Love you. I love you guys too. Yeah. That's because they know we're getting ready to leave. Yeah. All right, guys. If you remember, I bought back the body of the AMD, so don't forget about that. Okay. The options there are going up, so don't forget about that. All right. I'm gonna put one more alert on here that we're at target if we can hit here. So hey, oh there it is right there. I couldn't see it earlier. I had to reset everything. All right. So if we can get to target one, that'd be nice. Hey Tony, we went over SPY several times, but we had some people that shorted right away into our support target. And so basically under PMZ, this is the pre-market zone, one of my scripts. You look to go short. The overall sentiment, though, I have to tell you, the overall sentiment is sideways. So any kind of trade that you're trying to take to the upside on SPY should be a quick kind of scale and pull stops up. But that area is down underneath the PMZ into my support level. All right, and then we found bids, but as long as price stays under this red box here, I'm not touching it. Again, I'm sure we had traders take from this 408 level and make a buck or two, but as long as we're staying under the red, I'm not touching it. I'd like to see value for right now above 410.81. If we start to close underneath this support line, which is 408, I think we head down into the lower pivot at 406.92 and then possibly 405.14. All right. So again, we're basically at a sit still is what I'm looking at. And this is a 5 minute chart, but I went over the longer time frame before we got started this morning. And this keeps us, remember guys, my scripts really help us stay on the right side of the trade. That's what it's all about, staying on the right side of the trade, right? And there we go, breaking down. Don't believe the hype. And here's the other thing, and I apologize, I didn't have the cloud on there. Notice how we push up into the cloud. How could you guys make me forget about the cloud? The cloud is your resistance. That's where you want to be thinking about getting short. I talked about that earlier this morning as well. Don't short the bottom. Short when we push into the cloud. Okay. Man, I missed my UNH short though. And I apologize, guys. So maybe 405. We got 0 DTEs today. Let's see. Friday Eve, baby. Today is the second. We do not have 0 DTEs, so we only have tomorrow. But on this next pop, I may try to buy some sort of butterfly to the downside. Let's see. Man, that yard's looking good. In Florida, when we get a bunch of rain, it's like a forest out here. It's crazy. All right, nice little recovery here. You can see it's not easy. So once again, shorting up towards the cloud is the easiest way to approach this, and not trying to buy on the lows. And I specifically went over that this morning. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Oh man, man, that support is really trying to hold. Let's see. Anybody notice that ever since they went to um, the 0 DTE, the more frequent 0 DTEs, that they're not really pinning um, at key levels anymore. At least that's what I'm seeing. You know, you have to be able to catch the trend very quickly and understand, um, and start to see that trend develop. And so I've been watching some people out there trying to pin SPX and having a very difficult time. Hey, by the way, we just got our trim on Upstart, guys. Congratulations on that trade. And as you guys can see, this is what I love about what I offer here is pure transparency. Um, the time, the exact time. There's a guy out there that, he's pretty close. He does this thing where he doesn't give you the exact time though. But this is exact price, time, how much I made in my account. And you can see here, this is where we added yesterday at $1.57 and we trimmed at $1.85. I know it's not a lot, but again, the up moves are not as strong as you want them to be. So this is not a hopium stage for me. And as I get ready for my vacation, I also want to tailor out of trades. Okay. Tesla, we hit target 1. There you go. Boom. Right there. Tesla. Target 1, baby. Nice. Let's go, baby. Our cost base is $1.57, and we're trading at 186 now. Also, Tesla trying to give us a hard time here. Come on, baby. Let's see if we can get a trim on this Tesla. Ooh-wee. Let's try to make this a little bit prettier. All right, we're just waiting for the SPY to see if they can kind of reclaim those levels. And then obviously from here, Tesla needs to build over this 760. And I'm going to create a little note on here for you guys. Cool. SPX is, right? But not SPY. Not that I see on that, Austin. Con, you gave me, you asked for TMIS yesterday. Want to see how that's going. Let's see, what are we on? What are they doing? 19 cents. I really like this on the higher time frame though. No problem, man. I like it. I'm just trying to think of the timing here and look at the options. I like the spread on this. I think. Let me see if it pays. Remember the ATR on it is important, and I think we said TMIS monthly because I'm looking at the monthly chart, so I want to make sure is the monthly ATR. Give me 1 second. Is $13, and I'm looking for a move that is currently $8 by 8 to yeah. So I like that. We're currently here. So I'm just, I'll talk out loud. I'll let you, obviously, you guys will know if I execute it. I'll come over here into spreads. Okay. and that way, let's see. Maybe buy the 136 and sell the 142 or 140. That'll be $1.40. Just give me 1 second. And it pays 253. It's not very attractive in my opinion. Do they have earnings? They do, but not until 28 July. Maybe I need to buy a little bit more time. Let me see. I kind of like the 50 delta. It's at 480 by 410. If it pulls back into 132.15, I wouldn't mind buying it. So I'm going to create an alert here. I want to wait for this one on TMIS. If it pulls back, this will probably be when I go down the keys, this would be a trade that I would take, execute. But I like the 135 call, 15 July. So I'm going to put a note in here. Okay. I'll just wait, see if we could pull back. All right. And let me grab some water and I'll be right back. All right. Awesome. Good job. BA. I think I thought I heard some stuff about BA earlier. Let's see, what's it looking like? Up $5. Cool. It's like up 4 or 5 and then down 10. That's BA for you. That thing's a doozy. I may not get my fill on TMUS. Upstart. Yeah, baby. Everything coming back. Coming back for Johnny. Let's go. Let's go, baby. How did that SPY support level work? Huh? So far so good. I think we're getting a buy signal too. It's almost like my levels work, Austin. Isn't that weird? Is that weird, guys? If you just trade the levels? Commit to the candle. That's right. That was what I was talking about earlier. Commit to the candle. Thanks, man. Roberto, I hope you're making some money, man. Tony1, are you still on YouTube? I answered you earlier. Hopefully you got that information, man. So now we're finally starting to get above the PMZ here. I still have not done anything on SPY, folks. Nothing on SPY you would see if I did. Amazon, 5-minute buy here. Nice. Nice on NIO Con. Very cool. Let me go back and look at that really quick, man. See what you did. You trade that off the PMZ? The fuck? Oh, I give you a... What? Nice job, man. I think, what am I at? Give me 1 second and I'll take a look. Man, you're lower than I am. I haven't asked though in a long time. I'm at 45 cents. You beat me by 10 cents, man. What? Both you guys are at 0.35 and I'm sitting over here at 10 cents more? Did you enter over the PMZ con? I don't know, man. I guess if you're like a VIP member, trading thousands of contracts, you could probably go a quarter. Wait, so did you enter? This is a 5-minute chart. Did you enter on the 840 candle? 10 minutes. All right, guys, we just trimmed 50% on Tesla. What the what? Yeah. Abundance, good job. Abundance bought the 790s yesterday when I went into the butterfly, and those are paying big. Go, go, girl. 790s almost 600 bucks, but well, we got that trim right at the right time. Now you just want to let the rest kind of do their thing and see if we can get up towards that 800 by tomorrow. That'd be sweet. So, Con, I don't know if you can hear me. Did you take this candle here, man? This is a 5 minute candle. So, 10 minutes after the open. Is this the one you're talking about? Where it popped, pulled back to the PMZ, and then went up? I think you meant pumped, not pamped. I don't know. Unless that's like an accent. The market pamped. A little bit of volume on Tesla 800s at 26,000. Ooh, T-Miss pulled back. Good. Glad I didn't try to catch that. Pamp it. Oh, I got you. Pamp it. I love it, dude. That's funny. So you see, did you trim up here at the daily edge? Con? Not doing anything so far on Spy. I apologize, guys, but it's kind of just dead. You know, look at this stuff. I mean, if you're taking it from our levels, cool. But I'm looking for a little bit bigger run. Um, I really like the idea of selling credit spreads on the Qs. Do we have any big earnings? LULU. That's right. In 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes. Excuse me. What a range, right, guys? What a range. Yeah, it looks like they want 405, guys. So every time I say that, they pop it up. This range is super tight. I'm going to go ahead and try a couple butterflies here for this range. It's okay. What I paid is my risk. Very small, but it pays out like 10 or 15x or something like that. So I want to just show you what I got here. So we got 406 right here. I'm okay if I'm wrong here. I'm only using like very partial profits. Small risk, high return. Let's see. I'm going to try to make this clear for you guys. Let's go green. Thick. Price bar. Okay, whoops. I did a dash. I don't know why. Okay, and then we're going to bring this down. 404. Right there. Need to make this red. And then this is 402. Oh, I see. Right there. 404. So this would be the sweet spot in here. If we get some kind of pullback. So basically I'm just centering around some edges here. All right, and notice that we close under the edge now, and now this edge, what was support, could be resistance. So that's why we're aiming for here. And the idea is not to hold it. The idea is just to try to make some money on it. And then, God, these things are so confusing to me, the arrows. And let's take these edges off so that it's kind of clean. And I'm going to create an alert. Sweet spot. And I'll just put this in the room right here. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do now is, so far, not a bad morning. Upstart came back for us. We're able to trim. Tesla trimmed. I just put on some SPY butterflies. This is my butterfly that I'm looking for. This support level has worked all morning long. Notice that the PMZ couldn't hold the sweet spot. I have this on alert for you, just so you know. If we get into the sweet spot, what I paid for this is very small. That is my total risk on the trade itself. And if it works out, it does pay, I think, quite like 10x or something like that. But the idea is not to try and get that. I'm just looking to see if we can make a little bit of money if it ends up dropping in here. So that is SPY. And if we start to bid over the pre-market highs, then I think we end up moving up to 415, but we're obviously range bound. All right, so let's get started. I'm actually going to record this session really quick, and we said we would start at 9:30. I'm 1 minute late. Let's go ahead and start recording. All right, so we're going to do the LULU analysis into earnings. Okay, I don't care, what. I'm not using any sort of opinion, only structure here, and I want to move all the way from a 3-month into a 4-hour. And I want to show you how I assess this stuff. Okay, so I'm using structure, I'm using edges, I'm using Fibonacci, all of that stuff. Okay, but I need to understand the bigger picture. All right, so we have some levels that we put on here yesterday. We'll look at those here shortly. But for right now, I want you to notice a couple things. So we have a quarterly inside and down. This candle here told me a long time ago, this topping wick, the inside candle, and then followed by the inside and down, actually told me, hey, this is not a time to be getting long on LULU. All right, so the longer and bigger picture was down into the cloud. We found support, and now we're in the cloud. So far as the swing part of this whole entire name, it looks really choppy to down until we can get back above the quarterly cloud. And the quarterly cloud is saying right now 323.48 is out of that cloud. Yeah, 323.48. So that could be a form of resistance. So say they have a good earnings and they pop, you could see up towards 323. All right, because the top of that cloud is going to be resistance until proven otherwise. So what we're going to do, let's just go ahead and annotate that 323 as resistance right now. All right, so we're going to do that, and let's make it red. That's fine. And let's do text resistance, make it capital resistance. Let's call it 3M. That means quarterly cloud, and we'll put that there for now. Okay, and we want to make sure that it's on 323.34. I apologize, 323. We just go into settings, go to coordinates, and you want to make sure. And we're just going to make it, we're going to round it off and put 323. Okay. All right, so now we have that level. That's all I really need to know about the quarterly. Down and to the left, we do have this structure here, and that is a possibility towards 232. And I think I told you guys the other day, that's where I would much rather be a buyer, but you can see we already came close to that this quarter. We're going to move down into the monthly, and let's start looking at this. Notice that the monthly, I've already found you support, and basically what I did with this line is I wanted to touch, just like when you're doing, you're trying to make trend lines. This is the same thing I'm doing here. I'm going across and I'm touching each one of these wicks that came into this support. All right. And so this is how I came up with this support. All right. So this month, we're holding that support. All right. So to the upside from a bigger picture, we could see up towards 323 so far. That's just moving with the quarterly. Now we're holding the monthly cloud, and we know if we start to close down on and underneath, sorry, not on, but underneath this cloud, then we are looking for this structure right over here. See the move out? This is telling me that there's a lot of demand here. Look how big these candles are. On a monthly and quarterly is where I'm really looking to see where institutions are showing up, where the big money is actually making the large purchases or sells. And in this case, they really like this area in here. Okay, so I want to identify that level as well. So I'm going to take this, and if you didn't know, you can press down Control and pull, and what that does is copy that level for you. I'm going to use the wick in this case. We're going to make this green and change it around a little bit. Okay, just like that. And we need to change the text on it. And this is going to be monthly. So I'm going to put an M. Let's make this green. Month demand. Okay. So what I have is basically big time resistance, big time support, and those levels right now are 242 and 323. Now those are pretty far away, about $50 to the downside. Okay, we'll get to this in a minute. We're just doing a larger picture here. Okay, very important. So we assess that on the monthly, and then far as the monthly to the upside, okay, now we have an inside and down that comes around 352. Okay, 352. So again, about $50. All right, now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come right up here. It's about right there, 349. Right, and let's see, settings. I'm going to go to and change this to monthly. Okay, month resistance or supply, I should call it. Sorry. And I don't need to be exact with the levels, although the levels work really good for us. I'm not too concerned about being exact on this, okay? And when I say exact, I mean plus or minus $1. All right, so we're going to put that on there. Let's do the coordinates. It's 349. I'm going to round up to 350. All right, and then hit OK. So now we have these two levels up here. We have a monthly, and we have the resistance quarterly cloud, okay? All right, and we are going to take this and pull another one up. And what I'm doing is going underneath this wick where we have some support. And if I follow this across, what was resistance here is now support. So I'm going to use that level, which I think is important. And we're going to go right there. And now we have these two opposing zones using two different forms. Like we have the structure here, we have the wick here, and now we have two zones, two opposing zones. Okay, I'm going to take this out so it doesn't confuse anybody. And we're just working our way into, I'm going to take that off as well, into the lower time frames. Now we're going to go to the weekly. Notice, okay, what this is looking like so far. Notice now when I come into the weekly, folks, that our cloud is now confluent with the zone. I didn't know that. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking it down, right, until this picture, this beautiful piece of artwork starts to make sense to me. And believe me, guys, you don't want to miss this because it's going to come together. And you really got to appreciate the charting aspect of this to really get it. If you're brand new, you might be like, holy cow, man, what is all this stuff? Don't worry. The stuff that I teach, you can learn, I believe, in a couple weeks to a month. You won't be, an expert in it, but you will definitely have a really good foundation. Okay? All right. So this is confluent so far. Let's go to the left just to see if we have any kind of weekly structure over here, or maybe even a signal from the trendy scripts to see if we have any sort of buy signals. So I have a signal right here. It's a little bit lower, around 206. This is an area that we actually, the top of the structure comes, right into play. So I'm going to actually pull this down to the top of the structure. And if you're not understanding where I'm getting that from, I'm about to highlight it for you. Okay. So the structure that I'm talking about is right here, right there. And if we draw a line across from there, it's going to be the bottom of my green level. Okay. All right. Now I need to look and see. Okay. 3-month resistance cloud. I'm going to pull this down. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. Actually, I'm going to keep it right. I'm going to pull it down just a tad. And the reason why I'm doing that is because now I'm a little bit more confluent with the cloud and the bottom of this candle and with the structure. What was demand, it now turns into resistance. Okay? So I pulled that down a little bit. All right. Let's break it down into the next one, which is going to be a day. And I want to see if there's any confluence here on the daily. All right. Now this is going to drive me crazy because I'm kind of a perfectionist. Not exactly, but 238.67. I want to pull this back right here to where at least they're even. Doesn't have to be perfect, but right there. All right. All right. What am I looking for? Now there's a gap fill on the daily here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And what I'm doing, guys, if you haven't caught on yet, is I'm creating zones where I believe that price is going to end up moving after earnings. Okay. And then when we get finished, what we're going to do is then look at the market makers and think and look at what they are expecting. And I want to see if the trendy levels match up with that of the market makers. And what I'll tell you is when we're not matched up, this is where, my hairs stand up. This is where I know that money can be made, especially if I'm looking for a bigger move than they are, or if it's a smaller move than what they're thinking. In many cases, they're trying to bluff you with the implied volatility. They'll jack the implied volatility. You end up paying a high premium, and then you get squashed. So it's more of an iron condor credit type of trade rather than a debit credit trade. Okay, I like debit credits when I think when I think the name is going to move more than what the market makers think. When I have a smaller range, but the market makers are saying a bigger range, then I'm thinking they're just bluffing you and they're trying to take your money. Okay. All right, so let's look at this top range. I think I'm going to keep this one here, folks. So now I'm just going to make it really pretty for you. Okay. And might not be that pretty, but we'll do this. Okay, and we are going to settings, and I'm going to say trim. And down here, I'm going to say, and by the way, this happens to be a gap fill. Just interesting, always interesting. Just like that. And this is going to be an entry on reclaim. But basically what we have are two opposing zones. Okay. Now, I am going to 315.63. I got to fix this. I'm going to 315.63. Okay. All I'm doing is putting the same coordinates I had in right there. And then this one is 343.98. We're just going to make it 344, guys. Okay, just like that. This one is 267.70. Okay, and then this one is 238.67. All right, so these are my zones. These are my opposing zones. And now, I mean, so we have all day, and this thing could run like another $5 into close. Like we have no idea, right? So, what I do know are these spreads here are 315 by 344. Okay, so current price is sitting at 293. Okay, so that's about $21 to $22 to the upside. Okay, to my first line. All right, so we'll just put 20 to 22, just like that. Okay, and then the first line down here is 267. And 294 minus 267 equals 27. Okay. So we're going to put that down here. Okay, and I'm going to say 25 to 27. Okay. And then 344, okay, 344 minus 294, that's where we are right now, just in case you're wondering, is 50, okay? And then to the downside here, 238.67, so 294 minus, let's just say 239 is 55. So one thing we can agree on is that our zones, after using all of those different time frames, have pretty much come up with the same spread for the most part. Okay, very close. I mean, that's very close, just using all the numbers we just used. Okay, now this is, I'm going to basically say that this, okay, is trendy expectations. Just little old me, all right? Not a financial advisor. All right. Now, on Thinkorswim, this is the cool part. This is the part that makes my hair stand up, seriously. I've been doing this a long time. My members will tell you I'm pretty damn close. If not, you know, my win rate on this type of stuff is really high. It's pretty neat, and I teach you how to do it. It's something you can forever use in your favor. Sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. But it's it's not very often that I'm wrong. I mean, seriously, I lose trades. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as far as analysis goes. So the next thing, this is the part that's really cool. Are you guys ready for this? So on your on Thinkorswim, I want you to go to your like your main page or whatever. Okay, and I want you to go to analyze. Does everybody know what that is? Does everybody know where that is? If not, I could show you really quick. Right here. I just pulled this up. So it's right here. All right. And look what this is saying. Market makers are plus or minus $29. Let's just say 30. Everybody agree with that? 30 bucks. They're saying that the market makers are expecting a move to the upside or downside at $30. All right, folks. So I just broke all of this down for you, okay? And what can you tell me about that? Can anybody tell me? What do you guys think? After everything I just showed you, what do you think? I'll tell you, okay, in case you don't know. Basically, our assessment working from a quarterly all the way into a 4 hour, I have just found the zones where the market makers are actually expecting a move, because we know this is 25 to 27, we know that this is 20 to 22, and we know that outsides are at 50. So basically, our market makers are saying that price is either going to go here or it's going to move to the downside to here. Would you guys agree with that? Right? So we are going to, according to market makers and according to trendy expectations, we are going to hit these zones. Now, I don't personally like when I am right there with the market makers. Okay, what I'm looking for is when, and it happens, believe me guys, it happens when I find a bigger outsized move than what they are expecting. And when that happens, the premiums are cheaper on the out the money calls or puts, and I love to buy debit spreads. And typically I try to buy them under 50 cents and they could pay out 10x. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So now I bet if I go and look at the options, most likely what's happening is that the premium is going to be attached here. And if they already expect this move, do you think you're going to make money? No. So this is a better situation where you want to actually sell credit, iron condors within the expected move or just outside of the expected move to see if you can make money on this trade. Okay? I prefer debit condors. Debit condors are different than credit condors. Credit condors, let me just kind of show you really quick, just to make this easier for you. Credit condors is when somebody is selling this line, but buying this line. Credit condors is when somebody is selling this line and buying this line. Not specifically these numbers, guys, but I'm trying to give you a visual. And what they want is for price after earnings to push towards this and then reject, okay? And it kind of just do this. And as long as it kind of just stays within here, you get to collect the money up here and you collect the money down here. I like debit condors when the situation is right for me. And what that means is the opposite of what I just showed you. I buy this one and I sell this one. I buy this one and I sell this one. And in many cases, if I can find something for under 50 cents, and again, hypothetical, what I'm doing here is I'm buying this one for 50 cents and I'm buying this one for 50 cents. My total is $100, okay? $100. And I'm looking for anywhere, I said a 10x, but anything probably like a 4 to 10x, okay? So that means if I bought it for 50 cents, I'm looking to get $2 in return to $5 in return, if I'm correct. And what you want to happen is either side works for you, okay? Let me give you a visual. If this were to go through here and I had a debit spread, I'm going to get paid full, all right? And let's just say that on this return, let's just say that it pays me $300, okay? Again, these are hypothetical, but this is what I look for. I get paid $300, but down here, I lose this one, right? Well, even with this loss and what I paid, I'm still making money, okay? That's the idea with debit spreads. Again, credit spreads, we're looking for prices just to basically stay within the expectations of the market. Does everybody understand that? Anybody have any questions? If you don't have any questions, that's cool. There's more that can be found out there. There's a lot of really good videos out there that explain credit spreads and debit spreads. Okay, I'm kind of unique because I don't see a lot of people that that know how to find the levels into earnings and then trade around them. Now, the last thing I want to show you are the trendy edges, and I want to see if they line up with these levels really quick. Okay, do they line up? I have no idea. I haven't looked yet. All right, so trendy edges, I'm going to turn those on. All right, so I found that if I open this up, okay, my edges do line up here. I have some edges right here, folks, right here. So I like that. So my edges are confluent with the demand zone. And up here, this accelerator is an edge. It's just that we've named it accelerator for a reason. And it is also in this zone. So I like that. My edges are confluent with current boxes. Okay? So this is my assessment going into LULU. All right? And this is my expected range. And I'm going to make a little note here, and I'll put this on Twitter as well. And we are going to say right here, market makers are basically expecting, sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, Upstart, let's go, baby. Market makers expecting 30, plus or minus 30. Okay, plus, minus 30. All right. So that's pretty much it. If you don't have any questions, that is my analysis on Lululemon. We'll just resume. I'll go ahead and stop this recording. I appreciate you guys. All right, guys. So we'll put this out on, let's see, here. Learn and earn, baby. Learn and earn. So what's the market doing? I have not even looked. Give me 1 second. Ooh, man. Making some money. What is going on over here? My oh my. AMD? Let's go. Hell yeah. Guys, our calls are up $1. $1 on that buyback. Yes. How much did we? So we paid for a spread. We bought back the body. Let's find it up here. Just want to show you guys this. You guys are so hard to please, I swear. 39 cents, and our calls are worth $1 now. When I bought back the body, the call was only worth 35 cents or 32 cents, something like that. Now it's $1. We have more than doubled our money here. Yes, I'm going to put a stop on this. Yeah, baby. And we were upstart. We're just now hitting our level 2. Let's go, baby. Tesla 117, 135%, baby. Let's go. You guys should be watching the videos and making some freaking money. And if you're liking the money, like the videos, because they're 2 minutes of love. 2 minutes of love that I'm giving you. Let's go. This is our target 2, guys. Target 2 up here. We need to make this target. Actually, I'm gonna change that really quick. Target. Okay. It needs to be right here at the edge. Sorry. Target 2, baby. And if you go back to the video and watch, then you know. Let's go, baby. Good job, man. Good job. I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact that we're pushing up here into these targets. But I'm also there's a lot of supply above, so Hey guys, sorry, my daughter's going to be here shortly, so I just want to check on her and just need to go over some stuff. And let's see, on the SPY butterflies, if, let's see, I haven't even looked at SPY. Give me 1 second. Upstart, almost up 10% today. Let's go. What is that, Chris? What'd you take, man? I'm sorry. Took my first trade in a long time, bought DQ Commons and sold a 617 60 call against that, hoping to turn it into a long-term swing. Yeah, those edges were lining up on the bottom, man. Kind of showing we had some support, right? Let's get that sweet spot for Tesla. Let's see. 790. All right, guys. So Tesla hitting T2 and those topping wicks here. Yeah, I don't think anybody is claiming everybody wins in here, dude. Let's see. People having a good day, let them. Seriously. Let's see. Tesla. Let's see. Well, let's do the video. Let's see. Where's that video from last night? There we go. Don't bring any bad vibes. We can have a couple good days this year. Let's see. Target 2 hit. I would expect some cooling down here, but if it doesn't want to cool down, that's okay. Let's see. What is this? 773. Yeah, we got to get excited about something, man. Right? Let's see. Tesla target 2 hit and top and wicks here. Expect some cooldown. And let's see if we build a base above 773. Let's see. Ben looking at shop. shop look like? 400. At 290, so it's up about $1.50. Nice. Nice, nice. All right, so expect a little bit of pullback. It actually could be good. Well, it would be very good for our butterfly. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Even in Upstart is at 30. TTWO has come back. Oh shit, AMD baby. Let's go. That's where the money's coming from. This is crazy. Good deal. Goodness gracious. We're like almost in the money. This is funny. I like that they're tight. Yeah, we definitely get pumped when people are winning, man. It's been a hard year, dude. So let's keep it positive. Let's see. What a move on that SPY, man. So what I'm going to do is if the SPY keeps ripping, let's see. Give me 1 second here. SPY. I can't believe. Like, seriously. 5 minute. Okay. Into the edge. Over the PMZ and on its way. There should be a song for this. If it keeps ripping and the 406s get really cheap, then I'll buy back the body just like I did on AMD. Oh my god, it's cold in here. My daughter's going to be here in about 10 minutes, guys. Then I'm going to have to break away for about 30 minutes or so. Yeah, he's got a point, T Camp. That's true, man. Remember, if people like bother you, just hit the ignore button, man. It's easy. Dude, I got I got like 400 people. Here, let me see if I can pull it up on Twitter. Okay? I am the biggest like if something's not going, like if I don't want to hear something or see anything, man. Let's see. Let me show you really quick. Let's see. Where's it at? In settings or something? Yeah. Where do you find it like all the people that you block? You guys remember? What is it under? It's under settings and privacy, right? Your account. It's not there. Let's see. It's not there. What was that? You're right. NFE is like ripping. I should have like those were so cheap yesterday, and I had to buy in. Goodness gracious, let's go. I am cold. I need to turn down my. Remember what I said? Ooh, let's go. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Nothing on the small account yet. Apple's down 10 cents today. It's funny. BA Ripper. Hey, babe. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that wait there. Kiddo had to come in and had to talk to her for a bit. So hopefully you guys are still there. But we are already over the European close and just want to go over a quick couple things as we look at some of this stuff. So we ended up closing AMD for a 2x trade. That was awesome. We went positive on NFE. TTWO came almost all the way back. Upstart was a beautiful trade and now trading at $2.14, and our cost basis is a lot lower. The SPY butterfly put, as I said, what I paid was my risk. It was an 18-cent trade. On that trade itself, I think it was 18 cents. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Yeah, 18 cents. What I paid is my risk there. But what I'd like to do if SPY keeps ripping is actually buy back the body and see what we can do. Okay. And let's see here. As far as SPY Tesla, so that's important too. Tesla butterfly, it's like perfect. We hit our sweet spot and down. Very cool. That's what we want to happen. We don't want this thing to blow through on the remainder of butterflies. And the closer we are, they should start creating more value. Don't pay attention to the percentage now because we've already trimmed, but it's all over the place. And this chart is not looking great. Give me 1 second. I don't like the way it looks. There we go. And this is a so this is perfect so far. So we want it to stay here. We really do. Man, this is working out great, guys. This is going to get me right to where I want to be right before I go on vacation. I don't know many people that can go vacation without trading, though. I try, but it never works. But fewer trades, better. You don't want to ruin your vacation. That's my point. All right, so we got that. Put a stop on that. I'm going to put a stop on my upstart for now. NFE, not going to do anything. Although it's been such a pain, man, that how much did I pay for NFE? $2.5. Yeah. That's perfect. Okay. So, anyways, Tesla doing what we wanted to do. NFE, I got to sell in to the upside if it wants to continue to move later on in the session. Upstart, I have a stop in. TTWO, we actually got to break even, I thought, earlier. This is only down 14%. I don't want to do anything. I could put a stop in case things went to hell quickly, at the end of the day. I might do something like that. Remember, this was a roll. I'll put a stop in just in case I'm not in front of the computer. Okay, so that way every position I have has some kind of stop or target in place. I remember several years ago when I was in Colorado, back when there was a lot of volatility in the market due to news. Um, I think Trump was in office, had nothing to do with Trump, but it was some sort of news. Some guy did something, and the whole market just went down, and every stop was hit. And hopefully, you had a stop, but you learn your lessons from those little things. And basically, I want to make sure that my stops and targets are in. So that's what we're doing. All right, so everything's in stops, targets, whatever. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Awesome trade on AMD, by the way. That was such a cool comeback. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. In the meantime, I'm going to step away. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I like to have our house is really clean to begin with, but I want to make sure when I come back, it's going to be spotless. So, anyways, and we'll have people over taking care of the place, and I need to go cover up the jet skis and make sure the boat's good, and yeah. But if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm keeping everything on, and I'll keep my phone next to me. And again, I really appreciate you guys. If you like the content today, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube page. If you want to check me out, check out the trial. It's $5 for 7 days. And I will be trading next week, but I won't be live unless the internet's really good. Then I'll jump on with you guys in the morning, and I'll have to test that when I get down there. But I heard it's not that great. We'll have to see when we get there. So once again, thank you so much. Appreciate you.